I was asked by the organizers of this conference to say something about EP2DS. I have to admit I don't know really why I was chosen. I was not at the first EP2DS. I think there are at least two people here in the room. I think Bruce was one, and I think John, where is he? Oh, he disappeared. Was also one who was at the first conference. I was also not at the second conference. I think the first time I attended a EP2DS conference, that was more than 25 years ago. That was in Santa Fe, the EP2DS-7. But since then I attended quite a number of them, so maybe I can say a little bit about the conference. So first of all, I want to congratulate the organizers for the organization of this very nice conference at a more or less ideal place, and everything went smoothly. And if there appeared a problem, then like the packed poster session at the first day, then it was solved at the second day already, that means as fast as possible. So that was very nice. And en passant, the organizers also were successful in showing us the beauty of the city of Wrocław, like for example, yesterday evening in the opera. But yeah, I think the organizers wanted that I talk a little bit about the science program and not about the rest of it. So I am supposed to talk about the EP2DS, and Hideo Ono will afterwards talk about the MSS. Yeah, what was the science at the EP2DS? The title of the conference is Electronic Properties of Two-Dimensional Systems, and that was the main topic. For the most of you, that sounds probably trivial, but it's not really trivial. Because when I attended the first conference, it was really about two-dimensional physics. There were silicon MOSFETs, there were gallium arsenide heterostructures, there were quantum Hall effect, a little bit fractional quantum Hall effect already. There was only very little nanowire and quantum dot physics. But that changed drastically. And several years ago, there was a big discussion whether the name of the conference is still correct, because there was only very little two-dimensional electron physics left. But that changed. That changed, and that coincided with the invention of graphene, or how to produce graphene. But it was not only the graphene. If we now look at the present conference, there is a whole slew of high-quality two-dimensional systems, which can, that's the oxides are there, there is just we heard before, the cadmium and manganese telluride, there is a graphene, there is a molybdenum disulfide, there is a whole slew of two-dimensional systems, and also, yeah, one of the topics of the two-dimensional quantum Hall effect and fractional quantum Hall effect. At the beginning, fractional quantum Hall effect was only seen mainly in gallium arsenide, and this still continues. We see more and more fractions, more and more puzzles have to be solved. But now, just today also, and during the conference, we saw that in graphene there are lots of fractions observed, and also in the other systems, like zinc oxide, cadmium, manganese telluride. And the other systems, they, in addition to gallium arsenide, they offer the possibility that spin physics changes, interaction changes, so we can learn more about fractional quantum Hall effect. And fractional quantum Hall effect was also one topic here, so composite fermion theory describes it still quite well, but one has, for example, to take into account interactions between composite fermions. So two-dimensional electron, or two-dimensional systems, that was really, at least as far as I see, the main topic of this conference. There is still the physics about nanowires and quantum dots is still continuing and flowering. So quantum dots are still, that's, the systems get more and more sophisticated. We heard this morning a talk about it. We heard during the week, this week, several talks where how one can manipulate quantum dot physics, and to maybe in many years maybe to really make a quantum computer out of it. And yeah, I don't want to give here an extensive scientific talk, so I want already to come a little bit to the future. We had a very nice session about Majorana physics at Wednesday. That was, at least for me, a lot of fun. I'm not quite sure whether, it's already proven that there is Majorana physics observed, but I'm absolutely sure that in 2 years' time we will hear a lot of talks about this Majorana physics, a lot of talks about this non-abelian statistics, and in 2 years' time I'm also sure that we will hear quite a number of talks about the type 2 semiconductor system, indium arsenide, gallium antimonide. That is in principle our old system, which was forgotten, I don't know, 5 or 10 years ago. Robin Nicholas is maybe here. But now with an improvement in growth quality, this comes back, and also in connection with the hot topic of topological insulators, which was also one of the major things here at this conference, where the topological insulators is 2D physics, but maybe at the borderline to 1D physics. And with this, I more or less want already to end and give over to Hideo Ono, that he gives us his impression about the MSS. So, thank you.
Thanks, Rolf.
I also don't know why I have chosen to this task, but maybe because I attended a long time ago the second MSS and the 6 EP2DS when they were held together in Kyoto for the first time. It was 1985. Well, since then, many things happened, and the first impression I got from this setting of EP2DS MSS is that now the division of transport, optics, and maybe spin and magnetism are blurring, along with 0D, 1D, 2D, and even 3D. The divisions are blurring. So we are, to some extent, becoming very collective entity in that sense. But nevertheless, I have chosen 3 things here. The flatland part was taken care of by Rolf. The quantum dot, I should mention that now people are controlling entanglement. For example, they created 2 spins far apart, entangled. Now people are discussing or showing that the entangled spin and photon can be made, teleportation as well. So it's a very fascinating topic to pursue, and there are applications in the future for quantum repeaters. Majorana, the quantum wire part, Majorana will continue to be here for many years, I believe. And eventually you have to prove that the non-abelian statistics in order to prove that you have Majorana. I was also surprised to see the physics of 0.7 feature in quantum point contact solved within 1 electron physics. It will also become, continue to be the focus. And magnetism, I'm particularly interested in ferromagnetism in topological insulators. The origin, how you explain ferromagnetism, Shou Chen, I believe, explained in his own words that it is interband transition as opposed to intraband RKKY, which we both have. We have both in gallium manganese arsenide, by the way. Chiral edge states are protected by exchange splitting, so it's nice to have ferromagnetism with topological insulators. We also learned about gallium manganese arsenide spin orbit torques. So gallium manganese arsenide continues to show the physics related to spintronics, which is now being transferred to metal ferromagnets. So now people are working on spin orbit torques, for example, at room temperature in different materials, magnetic materials, metals. We also heard about paramagnetic to 6 DMSs, which is very appropriate here in Poland, because Polish people invented and nurtured this 260 MSs. I will not talk about anything about beautiful talk we were given on polariton condensates. But all these studies are coming from materials. We all work on solid-state physics. So new materials, high-quality materials, or new structures will enable us to continue enjoying the physics that we are doing currently. So now, going back to the two EP2DS MSS setting, these two conferences are now brought together very close to each other at this time. So whether we will continue seeing this trend to the extent that we only have one conference in the future, or whether we will have two very characteristically different conferences will depend on the future organizers of the conference and international advisors and participants who are here. So having said that, I would like to again echo what Rolf already said. I would like to thank the organizers for this wonderful conference and congratulations for the great success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hideo.
Thank you very much for coming. I have specific thanks to all people for submit the abstracts, for all contributors. So we have received 558 abstracts altogether, somehow shuffled between the two conferences because, as you said, they are now merged together. They were very, very high quality abstracts, so of course we had a hard time picking which one to upgrade to an oral presentation, for example. Now, we thank International Advisory Committee not only for allowing us hosting this conference, but also for selection of the plenary talks, and then also help in suggesting invited speakers, and for the work with us, an idea of this Majorana session. We thank both program committees. There was, as I said, lots of work in both suggesting and then selecting invited talks and oral presentations and accepting all the reviewing and accepting all contributed work. So I appreciate it very much. We thank the speakers that we invited, so that the plenary Majorana invited speakers, some of them, well, they accepted those invitations and gave those fantastic talks. Thank you, the audience, for the attendance and the discussions, and the whole atmosphere that we had here was really wonderful. I mean, we were, as organizers, we are thrilled. Absolutely, this was fantastic. Thank you for our university and for the for us. And the session chairs, also great appreciation. Thank you very much for leading all these sessions so nicely. Okay, this is just an atmosphere. And now the main slide is about statistics. So just briefly, we had many talks, had many posters, and they're all very good. Now, the map didn't show. So it does show, but very, very lightly. So there are people came from different continents. It's a worldwide conference. So we had, for example, very many people coming from Asia. This is where the conference is going next time. Now, somebody from our committee noted that it was 2 to the 9th participants, the number. So that's probably a nice thing. And we had, again, participants from many, many countries. Now, please let me acknowledge gratefully the patronage that we received. So from our Polish Ministry of Science and Higher Education, also from our two funding agencies that fund science in this country. So it's National Center for Research and Development, that's more applied thing. And then Pure Science is granted by National Science Center. Also, we had patronage from the Polish Physical Society, and as you know from the opening, from His Magnificence, our rector, Professor Tadeusz Więckowski. Now, we received financial support from Ministry of Science and Higher Education, from this is the big company, the electric company in this area of Poland, in Poland, PGE, Górnictwo i Energetyka Konwencjonalna SA. Also from IUPAP, so Union of Pure and Applied Physics, thank you very much. And from US Army Forward Element Command Atlantic. We had a number of sponsors and exhibitors listed here, the companies underneath too: Atocube, Kawamatsu, SPS, Contel, Newport, Comef, Wraith, Vistec. Now about the proceedings, there will be none. So this was kind of a decision we made together with the committees too. There will be no conference proceedings, but we have recorded all the talks. So plenary and Majorana sessions were recorded on video, and all regular sessions were recorded in audio. So now, please, speakers, please let us know if you do not wish that that this is published, that this is used for some reason, like copyright or whatnot. But we have recorded this. Now, we also will ask you in email, and I'm asking you now to submit slides and posters from your presentations. So in a way, instead of the proceedings, as much as we are granted permission from you, we'll make this on the webpage kind of a proceeding in this form. So we'll post all those photos, slides, posters, and recordings on the conference webpage. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eric.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So it is my great honor to announce that the next EP2DS and MSS joint conference will be held in Sendai, Japan, around the end of July 2015. And I would like to chair the EP2DS part together with Koji Muraki in NDT and Junsaku Nitta in Tohoku University for the program section. And Professor Yoshi Hirayama in Tohoku University would chair the MSS part together with Kazu Hirakawa in Tokyo University. And the program section, Hiroshi Yamaguchi in NTT. And the local committee is again led by Yoshi Hirayama. And actually this presentation was made by Yoshi Hirayama there. And but unfortunately, he lost his voice. So instead of him, so I'm presenting his presentation here. Okay. So I'd like to introduce a bit about Sendai to you. Sendai placed 350 kilometers north from Tokyo. And but it's a very convenient city, and bullet train connects these two cities just by 1.5 hours. So for example, from Narita or Haneda, including waiting time, you can reach Sendai within 3 hours. And you may worry about Fukushima accident, but fortunately, the bullet train goes far inside the island, so it's very far from seashore. And also, we have some mountain region in between seashore and bullet train. So, so it's a kind of, say, bulk transport. So nothing to do with the surface. So, you can feel very, very safe when you very safe when you visit Sendai. Okay, so Sendai is a big city with a population over 1 million, but the central town of Sendai is rather compact, and the venue of this conference will be Sendai International Center. This is not so close to the Sendai station, but still within the walking distance of 3 minutes. And also we have some bus connection from the Sendai station. And in between this international center and the Sendai station, we have a hotel area and downtown where you can enjoy various delicious Japanese foods, beef tan or sushi or fish, or some sweets that you can only enjoy here in Sendai. And in this town, people pay great respect to scholar. This only happens in Sendai and in Kyoto, in Japan. I'm very sorry, I'm living in Tokyo, so anyway, people pay great respect to scholars. So this is the venue for the conference, Sendai International Center. So this shows the picture of the International Center. So the main hall of this center can have 1,000 audience, so it's enough size. And in addition to this, they are building a new convention facility, and that will open in the conference time. And that can be used for several purposes, and we will use this for this conference. And Sendai is surrounded by very good places for excursion. For example, very nice beauty of nature, as Matsushima, or say Zao. Here I'm showing some mysterious lake on top of a ceased volcano. And also we have some very old relics, which is registered, so that is Hiraizumi, and which is registered as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. And here I'm showing a golden shrine. So you can enjoy excursion. So I hope all of you can get together 2 years after in Sendai, again with a very exciting new results, and enjoy the next EP2DS MSS conference. And we are really looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Shingo.
I'm Jun Sekunita. I'm from Sendai, and it's actually a very good place to organize the next MSS and EP2DS conference. And I'm one of the organizers of the next conference in Sendai. But on behalf of this audience, we would like to thank the present, the organizers. And I will call Professor Midwick, please show up. And please, Professor Boyce, please show up. And Professor Kosat, he's not here, yeah, okay. And Professor Dito, please show up. So I have not enough time to introduce all local committee, but we would like to thank very, very nice, excellent work. And here I would like to propose, let's thank the present committee members. Thank you very much.
So I was intended to show you two very important colleagues. Without them, the conference will not going so well, and it would never be so interesting. So they were already mentioned. But I would like to show you several faces. You probably know them. The conference okay, it should shining. No? So, yeah, there's no light. Ah, okay, it doesn't work that properly. This is our job. Okay. So as I mentioned, I have very good team who work with me. So they even make this running. So you probably know very well Katarzyna Roszak, who sent thousands of letters. And Paweł Podemski organized the exhibitions and sponsorship. Piotr Sitarek was responsible. Oh, sorry. Piotr Sitarek was responsible for the proceedings and all printed stuff. And Paweł Machnikowski is responsible for the money. Krzysztof Ryczko was responsible for, we have eaten here, and I hope that you enjoy it. And where is Anna Musiał? Still PhD student, but very soon she will has public defense. She led the team of the reception, and with the colleagues try to help you to solve all the problems which may appear during this conference. We received, which was a little bit surprise, the special letter from the President of Poland. He congratulates us to organize this meeting and greet all participants from all over the world. This is in Polish, but if they will be available in English, that will be on the web page. So, thank you very much for coming here. Thank you very much to be with us. Thank you very much for a very interesting discussion, for making possible nice discussion. And obviously, I wish you a safe trip home and keep good memories from Wrocław. You remember that you are always welcome in this city, in this university, and with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jan. So as the conference, as the chair of this session, I get the final word. The final word is this conference is officially closed.